Mouse got #1. She has officially made it to having the most concurrent subs ever. She broke the record. She wasn't expecting it. I'll say that much. She was not expecting it. And I kind of was. I was like, I feel like it's possible. It takes so much. It takes so much community. It takes so much effort from individuals and everything to be able to do that. And a lot of the other people who have had these kinds of records have had more individual people come through, but those people do not like give to that extent. You know, so it's just really incredible. You'll love to see it. Although with that, there's of course been a little wave of people being weird about it. Mostly just on Twitter. I can't go to a single post about it with some people being shitters. Yeah. Honestly, you know, not everyone thinks the same way I do. I'm one of those people where I'm like, hey, if they weren't going to pay attention to you at all, it's better for them to like dislike you and have some formulated opinion than to not think about you at all from a content perspective. Not from like a personal perspective, but from the content perspective, hey, rent free, man. They could just not pay attention, but they keep saying her name, you know? The one who was like, how is this fictional character getting more than Kai's net? Oh, there's a lot of people that say that. They have like 3 different things that they always say. Broken record every time a VTuber does well. #1, who is this? I've never heard of them. Fair. Lots of people haven't heard of lots of people. That's not an insult, though. It's not like the insult they think it is. It's just like normal to say that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. #2, they're like, ain't no way we're going to hell in a handbasket. Oh, everyone's watching cartoons. This is fucked. It's just people that don't like anime. That's not a unique to VTuber thing. I've seen some people get upset and they're like, they keep saying this to VTubers. And I'm like, they say this to anything about anime. I have plenty of friends that like, they just like fucking love Goku and Street Fighter, right? They're like, I love Goku and Street Fighter. And that's like their whole thing. And people will be like, this guy's fucking weird. And I'm like, he just watches shows and plays video games. But what's the problem? And last thing that I always see them say, like a broken record, they're like, that's nothing they say about themselves is true. You don't know who they are.
So tired,
blah, blah, blah.
she closed her eyes forever so that she doesn't have to see this shit anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of people being like, that has to be a 50-year-old man using an anime voice, a voice changer. I'm like, you people, if they heard what those voice changers sound like, they realize they all sound garbled and shit. You would know instantly. You would know so fast. They all sound like garbage. But they're basically like, that's their whole argument. And they're like, you don't know if this person's like real. And I'm like, brother, there's so many no face cam streamers and they don't get that amount of, you know, shit about it. At least they're giving you a visual so you can tell what their facial expressions are, because it's directly mapped to the facial expressions you're making at that moment. So you can see if they're actually laughing. You know what I mean? But then not just that. You don't know who any of these streamers are. How many times do people look up to a streamer? Oh, they're so great, love their content, whatever. And then they go do some crazy shit and their community's like, holy fuck, disappointed. Never thought they would do that. Like all the fucking time. You don't know any of these people. And they'll be like, oh, people are parasocial for VTubers because cartoons, something. And I'm like, what's parasocial is watching a person stream and thinking you know them. That's crazy. It's all parasocial, actually. You know what I mean? Like it's both sides have elements of that, and you can't point fingers because it's rampant. That's just the nature of streaming. Absolutely. Yeah, I see no difference personally. So I don't know, man. But they'll just say the same 3 things, like a broken record. They always will. One of your buddies says VTubers are too scared to turn on the camera. You just find them ridiculous. Dude, who would want to? Let me put this into perspective. If you're a streamer and you're even mildly known, there's a good chance that if you go outside, there will be some times where someone will recognize you. That person might be really fucking weird, really fucking awkward, you know? And it just makes your day-to-day life a little harder. Now, if you're a more well-known streamer, you're going to experience that more. Some of my friends that are face cam streamers, they deal with that all the time. Yeah, people know what they look like, so they try to follow them around, find out where their house is, all this like crazy shit that's like really unsafe. If you're a VTuber, you don't have to deal with it.
To turn on the camera.
People try, but you know.
Who actually wants to be on camera, especially if you are a lady.
Exactly. And then here's the other thing, female streamers especially. You notice a lot more VTubers are women than men. A lot of this is because when you stream and you're a lady, you get the weirdest motherfuckers in your chat saying the absolute most vile shit to you all the time. All the time. And then if you don't dress like a nun, they say shit about it. It's crazy. So yeah, a lot of women are more comfortable being a VTuber and don't want to be seen and do want to hide their face. And it's not because they just have some weird thing about it. It's because people are fucking weird. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Anyone who's saying that stuff, it's not the insult they think it is. It's actually like, yeah, that's the point. I have friends that are face cam streamers that just wear like basic ass t-shirts every day. They don't dress in any way that's like accentuating how they look or their bodies or anything, and they still get people coming to their chat and being like, show tits, you know. So if you know it's inevitable, it's a lot easier to let a model get sexualized than yourself. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of women do it. Honestly, it's more comfortable. Some women want to make jokes about those things and they want to like let that side of them out a little bit, but then when it's actually them, people get really fucking weird. So they're able to let that part of themselves out a little more with a model and a character, because then when people get weird with it, they're spared from that a little. You know what I mean? So it's a good thing for people's mentality, for their brains. So, you know, I just see it as a good thing.